Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Bang, 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 bang. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. Finding room at the 30. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now a play fake here on first down. Going for the... He rifles one that's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 37. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 54 yards. Garoppolo on first down. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, and it's 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
21. 57, right. I got wide.
Garoppolo again. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Kyle Van Noy in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Get ready.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 16 yards, a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
First down, San Francisco.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. It's caught by Coleman. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Here we go.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he is going to lose yardage here. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense, because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
I got this. 57 to Mike. Defense wins championships, baby. 57 to Mike. Mike 57. Time to go, night. Hey, alert! Bravo! It's a party now. 57 to Mike.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And his kick is good. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself, because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Game situation. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That's caught. It's Coleman. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 24 yards. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
54, 11. Watch 54. Watch 54. Stop your whining. Right there.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
On second and goal, Garoppolo steps away to his left toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Garoppolo now on third and goal. On the screen, this is Coleman. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. And this one is right through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before? And the Niners get there and bring him down. Trevor Williams was shot out of a cannon there on the corner blitz. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
11, 80.
They will run again with Coleman. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. On the return is Williams. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
They're running it. Kill.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll look to throw now on first down. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. DeForest Buckner has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. He'll look to throw. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Here we go.
Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
13.
Check 55, Mike.
Hey, wahoo! I got you.
Watch 55. Check Mike.
1, Omaha.
Check 50.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's Michael Palardy now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Brings up second and 2. At the 29-yard
Check
line.
13. Check 13. Here we go. 1, Omaha. Ready?
Check butt sit. Check butt sit.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Man open. It's Goodwin. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Here we go. Like 20.
Bound to lose one.
Check 37. Check 37. Check. Leg.
He's coming. Double up.
Hey, gun.
Pump, pump, pump. Pump, pump, pump.
Here's Coleman. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
We got three.
Lock. 11.
Banjo.
Five.
Garoppolo. This is intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Ready. Blue dot working. You go tight. Let happen.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking.
That's caught inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
I got this. 2. Hey, Alpha. Let's get some penetration.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
21.
57. Ready? 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Completes it to Coleman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
11.
57 to Mike. Mike 57.
21.
Come on, D. Mike's 57.
There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Kyle Van Noy has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack on 1st down, Garoppolo finding some room at midfield. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45, past the 20, and now off to the races, down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position and throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
21. Here we go.
Mike 55. Right there in the middle.
To throw is Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Read it well, and it's picked. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I don't understand these games sometimes.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. They'll set up to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for Brock. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Vikings, their hopes of a 500 season stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Damn. What's your name? Lulu. They about to suspend DeAndre Yates for 25 games. That boy doing drugs. That boy on that thing. Kicking that beat. crazy. Bro, why all the replays for them glitchy ass touchdowns? Ain't no replay. That's cool, cause I fucking stream, so I